God made the best possible universe for us human beings. He made it for us. Now, God could have made a different universe, and maybe he has. Maybe there's several universes. But for us human beings, this is the best. And so when he comes and reveals the truth of the universe, we need to listen to it. And this beautiful sign, God doesn't make mistakes. He does not make mistakes. I make mistakes. I remember when I was a young boy, I used to like to bake, and it was a lot of fun. And I made the first time I decided to have a angel food cake, those big things like that, and I got all the stuff, and I thought it was really kind of cool. It was all getting ready, and I took it out of the oven, and it was that tall. So I make mistakes, okay? That was one of the smaller ones, and I'm not going to give you any more, okay? It's just one of those things. So he tells us that our bodies, our sexuality is good. It's actually very good. There's nothing wrong with it when God made it. We always have to keep that in mind. It was supposed to be this wonderful garden where they walked together in the cool of the evening with each other, with God, and that complementariness of male and female coming together in marriage, where two shall become one. That is God's plan, and that's what he wanted to have happen. That's what he revealed to us. But we human beings have this dubious ability to have free will. God made us with free will. And that's one of the great things. Elephants, chimpanzees, roaches, they don't have free will. We do. And, it's a wonderful gift. It's a wonderful gift. If we didn't have free will, if God made everything go well, and he could do that, then we wouldn't know how to love. You cannot love without free will. Because we have to choose, because love is a choice. God did not have to make this universe, but he did. He did because he is perfect love, and he wants us to share that love. And so he knows what love is all about. But we human beings decided, I think I'm going to do it my way. And who sings that song? Satan. I did it my way. Okay? And lost, and then sin entered into this universe. God did not want that to happen, but somebody had free will. And Satan had free will, and then he passed it on to us. And this choice that they decided to make, they said, all you had to do is one thing, there was one commandment. Don't eat the fruit of that. That's, that. And we did. So anybody that thinks if we got rid of all the rules, well, then everything would be better. They only had two. One was to take care of the land, and the other one, was to follow God. And don't eat that fruit, but they did. And that just broke it apart. broken in so many different ways. And it's just a sad thing that happened, But it did. And so we still live in this reality. Instead of, so for so many, and we have this thing about the two shall become one, so many, it got broken. Got broken. And our sexuality became like this. Because, they hid their bodies as if the body was somehow wrong. Somehow we shouldn't have bodies. But we do. And it just took away from what, and so much comes from that. We look at people and we have lust. And all that comes with that, pornography, prostitution, masturbation, broken homes, on and on like this. Our bodies now are sometimes used for terrible wars. And it goes on and on. It broke what God wanted. And God wanted us to live in purity. Because that's what's best for us. And instinctively, I think we know that. But so many people go astray with it. So much of our culture is trying to get rid of things like purity and honor and virginity and holiness. Look what happens in social media. Oh my goodness. It's just, I hear confessions all the time and over and over and over again. The immorality. And it comes out of our phones and everything. I'm old enough to remember what a dial phone is on a wire. And if somebody called long distance, somebody died for the news. That's how old I am. But now look at what's on our phones. And even some of our youngest children, they have those smartphones. And, Monsignor, it's okay because we put all the bells and whistles so they can't see certain sites. 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds are much better at getting around it than I am, okay? I can't get around them because I don't know how, but they do. And it's out there. And we know it. And we let it go on. Purity is so important. In fact, one of the things that St. John Paul wrote in his theology of the body, he said, purity is the glory of the human body before God. It is God's glory in the human body, through which masculinity and femininity are found. From purity springs that extraordinary beauty which permeates every sphere of men's common faith, common life, and makes it possible to experience in a simplicity and dignity, cordiality, and the unrepeatable authenticity of personal trust. That's what purity brings. An authentic personal trust. You cannot trust people who are impure. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We're called to something so very, very big. And when the Pharisees came to them and they said, okay, can we get rid of our wives? Can we do things like this? And Jesus says, have you not heard that in the beginning? He goes all the way back to Genesis. Did you not know that? And of course, we do know that. We do know what God said. But we don't listen to it much sometimes. And we're called to something much more. And, this is still, it's a broken universe. But we have the Lord Jesus, who comes to us every Sunday and even every day in the Eucharist, in the Scriptures. And over again, God himself tells us what we ought to be doing. But sometimes, maybe a lot of times, we do not listen. Maybe if you go to Christ and ask him about some of the things that we do, and see how many times he's going to say, have you not heard from the beginning that God said this? That's what's going to help change this world with his grace. We're not going to get rid of the wars. We're not going to get rid of poverty, any of those things, as long as we have so much impurity. It's just not going to happen. And we have to be the ones who work for that. Senior, a lot of people won't go along with it. Don't worry about that. God will work through you. And when we hear that all the time, so let's maybe get better at purity, our language, what we watch on the TV, the movies we might attend to see, all those things. We know we shouldn't be doing this. Thank God for confession. If you are caught up in these things, there are ways to get out of them and walk the way Jesus wants us to walk. But it takes humility, it takes honor, it takes persistence. Those things are there. So today, think about that this week. Take 3 minutes every day this week to recite those words in the gospel today. Have you not heard what God said? Then follow it.